Hey guys, Station X here, and welcome to the 10th episode of Video Game Pickups. We're going to be taking a look at all these games that I picked up during the month of September. We got quite a few things that are making it for the first time here in a Video Game Pickups episode. Some things adding to a collection that I've been kind of putting on hiatus for a while, and just some really unique stuff here. You know, some are new releases as well. And so we're just going to get right into it. But also something I do want to mention is that some of these obviously you may have seen in their own videos recently, like Splatoon 3 is one of them, just because it was one of the games that I picked up this month, so I just wanted to include it in the episode real quick. And as you can see here, there's Splatoon, but we're going to start with the Switch stuff regardless. And here we have a couple of games made by the same company. There's gonna be a little bit of a theme here. There's a lot of anime type games in this pile, and just because I just really like the covers of them, and I would like to try them at some point, but I kind of solely picked them out just because the covers looked really cool. And so yeah, like sometimes that's just what you go by when it comes to buying stuff for a system. You just like the cover, the way it looks, and there you go. Like I said, when it comes to completing systems, that's just kind of one of the things you end up doing instead of actually playing the game sometimes. But here's another game that we've also taken a look at, Space Invaders. Comes with 3 games. I'm not going to pay too much attention to that one. Here's something I didn't cover, Lego Brawl. So this is going to be like a, Smash Bros type of game. Of course, we have Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl. We have Multiverses. And now, to join that latest list of character fighters or stuff like that, we have Lego Brawls. And so I have not tried this yet. As you can see, it's still sealed. This one I'm kind of excited to try out a little bit, just because I want to see if it's gonna be really good or really bad. It's one of the two. I don't think it's gonna be an in-between kind of game. I mean, you can make your own Lego, you can create your own character, so I mean, that's pretty cool. Moving on to the next stuff. These two I actually had recently gotten on my last trip to the mall, and that is Live Alive, or I can't pronounce it. I'm just gonna call it Live Alive, and JOJO'S Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R. I couldn't read the thing here. I could have just read it from the spine. But yeah, this thing's a fighting game, and I thought this looked really interesting. And I had a friend who used to always talk about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and it kind of reminded me of him, so I went ahead and bought it. I actually never watched the show too much before. I've seen maybe a few episodes, some clips here and there. I just didn't personally enjoy it myself, but I mean, the game looked cool, and I think, again, the cover, if anything, looks amazing, so I thought I'd give it a try. Same thing goes for this. I mean, I do like my Square Enix games, and so I figured I'd pick this up, maybe give it a try. Who knows? It's definitely going in the backlog because I have too many things I have to play. But moving on to this next pile, we're just gonna jump into some of the stuff that's never featured on this channel before. N64 and NES. Now, most people, I'm sure, when they see NES cartridges, like specifically this one, they've seen the Mario Duck Hunt combo, but this one comes with both Mario Bros, Duck Hunt, and World Class Track Meet. So, while not the rarest game, it's certainly less common than that other one I mentioned. First, we have Diddy Kong Racing. And so this is a pretty cool game just because it's not Mario Kart, and it's made by Nintendo, so it's like it's one of those very few times where they make a racing game and it's not Mario Kart. Because the only other one they had at the time was F-Zero, and they stopped making F-Zeros. I would love for them to bring back stuff like F-Zero and Diddy Kong Racing, but there's really no need for them. But moving on to the next game, we got Pokemon Sun, another thing to add to the Pokemon collection. I'm still missing quite a bit, but this is just kind of going towards completing the Pokemon set of just getting all of them. And we also have Cooking Mama 2 and The Sims. I have the first one, so I wanted to get the second one. Plus, I found this for a good price. And The Sims was just there, so I figured I'd pick this one up too. I went to a store, and these were the only 2 DS games they had, so I just decided to pick them up because they were cheap and they were for a good price, and so why not? And here we're going to take a look at PlayStation Vita, another system that has never made it onto the show before, but you know, these right here are going towards my complete Vita set. As you guys know, I have made a video talking about my entire Vita collection, and these are just going on to that. This being the most expensive, it's kind of annoying to me how expensive this is, but we have Danganronpa as well, and this one, a sealed Vita game, Super Hydra. I just cannot pronounce it. It's a limited run game, so you can see right here. But yeah, again, big theme of anime style games, you know, and so it's gonna continue going into PS4. Here we have these two, which this is a rhythm game, so just kind of being a pop star, so that's cool. And here we got Schoolgirl Zombie Hunter. These are also PlayStation exclusive games, which also, you know, made me want to get it, just because I was also trying to go for a complete a PlayStation exclusive set for some of this stuff. Just whenever you're completing games, you just kind of find little things to kind of go, oh, I want to get all of these things and all of that thing. And so, but I mean, again, just, I don't know what it was. I was just buying some anime games this month, so it's just kind of that thing. And then here's another PlayStation exclusive, or I guess former exclusive, MLB The Show. This one at least is exclusive to PlayStation 20. This one in particular is actually the last MLB The Show before they made it a non-exclusive series. And so I have all the steelbooks, and I've had most of the MLB The Shows up until this point. This is one of the few I don't have, so might as well have gotten it. And of course we have Black Ops 4. Modern Warfare 2, the reboot one, is actually coming out soon, and I figured I'd start kind of buying as many Call of Duties as I can. And so, you know, this was just a nice thing to have, although it's my least favorite Black Ops game, and the fact that it has no campaign is just really like hurts, but you know, is what it is. But one of the things I was very excited to show here, Fortnite physically. Now, Fortnite is a free downloaded game that's typically digital only, and whenever you see like physical copies of Fortnite, it's usually in these bundle things where there's a code and you take the code and you use it, blah blah blah. There's no actual disc in there, but there is a disc. This is an actual Fortnite disc. And at first, when it first released, they did do a small amount of physical copies. They did not make a lot of these, and this thing right here cost over $100. So while I'm not particularly proud that I paid $100 plus on a game that's free to play, I just think owning a physical copy of Fortnite is kind of funny, it's a little special, and just neat to have. And at first I was not the biggest Fortnite fan, but it's grown on me. I've come around. I'm not as much of a hater, as you could say, for Fortnite. I'm more of like an indifferent. I'll play it. It's nice at times, you know, especially since now they have a no building mode, so that's pretty nice. But moving on to PS5, this actually just came out not too long ago, Stray, but you know, they have now a physical release, which is pretty cool. I simply like the fact that you're just playing as a cat, and so, you know, I just had to get it. I'm a cat person. I like dogs too, but I mean, I have 2 cats at home right now, so I mean, this just warms my heart. And of course, we have The Last of Us Part 1. We've already seen this version of the game. I've done a video on it, but the reason also why this is a little significant is because when we move on to PS3, and I kind of skipped over it, I have the original Last of Us, the one that made us fall in love with it in the first place. And so now I have all 3. I have the PS4 one up on the shelf. I have the PS5 version, and I have the original version. So the Trinity's complete. So I have all 3 versions, which is just makes me warm my heart a little bit. And then here also we have the Angry Birds trilogy, which is pretty nice because for the longest time Angry Birds was no longer on the App Store. You can only do that really bad sequel that no one liked. And so I think this also had Seasons and Rio as well, which again, those games, I don't even think they brought those back. So this still has some merit to getting again. And it also apparently has exclusive levels that the other one didn't have. But then also, because this came out a little bit before they added more levels after this game came out. So there's levels that this thing's missing. But regardless, if you do like Angry Birds, I do suggest getting one of these physical copies, just because, you know, the true original one's kind of gone forever, and so hopefully this will kind of bring that back for you a little bit. Here we also have Journey Collection, the Collector's Edition, another PlayStation exclusive. I believe this is 3 games in one, it says it right here, but they're award-winning games, and I've never played these before, but they seem to be a good old time. I've asked some friends about it, and they say it's pretty good. I can't wait to try it, to be honest with you, but it's going to probably end up being part of the backlog again, because I have a whole bunch that I need to try out. But yeah, I just simply got it because I thought the cover looked really interesting, and so yeah. And then the next thing we have here, our last PS3 game for the day, Uncharted Drake's Fortune. I have the other 2, as you've known in the previous video game pickups videos, if you've been keeping up with them. And I also had the Nathan Drake collection. It's actually how I first played the Uncharted series. And I gotta say, this and 2 were like one of my favorites of all time. I think I slightly lean on Uncharted 2, but Uncharted 1 is just simply just a grand old time. It's a classic, and if you haven't tried it, I don't know how you wouldn't, but if you haven't tried it, definitely try this out. Check it out. And then the last 2 games here we have today, we have a GameCube Crash Nitro Kart, another kind of Mario Kart clone, but it's a GameCube game. You know, I gotta get some GameCube in my life. And Soul Hackers 2, it's an Atlas game, so I mean, I'm a big fan of them. They made Persona, which is pretty good. They also made SMT, which is also pretty good. And I haven't tried Soul Hackers, so I mean, I wanted to try this out, give it a go. This will probably shortcut to the more beginning parts of the backlog, just because it is an Atlas game, and I, since Persona 5, have been trying all different types of Atlas games that they've released. Some good, some bad, but we're gonna give this one a try. It also comes with some bonus art cards too, which Stray also came with, which I noticed, after getting it, which I thought was pretty funny. But that'll pretty much be it for today. Please let me know what you guys think of the pickups down in the comments below. I've been Station X, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day.